Hello, my friends. I, Forum Patel, would warmly like to welcome you all to the seventh session on the labor laws. So, my friends, in the previous sessions, we did discuss about the basics and the concepts of the Trade Union Act along with the process of the collective bargaining. Now, when I was talking about the whole concept of the Trade Union Act and the collective bargaining process, I mentioned this term about the industrial relations. So, friends, I hope you had a question in your mind, and I did ask you that question, that what do you mean by industrial relationship? We had this collective bargaining process so as to maintain a good industrial relationship. So, friends, what do we mean by this industrial relationship? Let's get started with the learning of the concept along with its significance and objectives. As you can see on the screen, my friends, the meaning and importance of the industrial relationship has been mentioned. The term industrial relation refers to the industry and relations, of course. As it is my method, you can divide the term and you can understand the meaning. Industry means any productive activity in which an individual is engaged, and relations means the relation that exists in the industry between the employers and of course its workmen. According to V. Agnihotri sir, the term industrial relation, it explains the relationship between the employees and the management, which seems directly or indirectly from the union or employer relationship. According to J. Henry Richardson, industrial relation may be referred to as an art, the art of in living together for the purpose of the production. That means, my friends, industrial relation means when you are having a cordial relationship between the employers and the workmen, and during the productive activity that has been taking place. A good industrial relation would mean a good working environment, and that is the main objective of the whole labor laws, my friends. That means industrial relationship is the most important or the vital topic that we have to discuss when we are conceptualizing the discussion on the labor laws. According to ILO, that is International Labour Organization, which is a part of the United Nations, industrial relations deals with either the relationship between the state and the employers and the workers organization, or the relations between the occupational organizations themselves. ILO uses the expression to denote such matters as freedom of association and the protection of the rights to organize and the right to collective bargaining, collective agreements, conciliation and arbitration process, machinery for cooperations between the authorities and occupational organizations at various levels of the economy. That means, my friend, that even ILO is of the opinion that to have a good relationship with the industry, we must denote certain expressions such as freedom, power, privileges, liability. While moving ahead to fulfill all these objectives, fulfilling the concept of the collective bargaining, a good mechanism, good cooperation, having conciliation and arbitration process for the dissolution issues, so that a good industrial relation can be maintained. This relation, according to ILO, would exist between the state and the employers and the worker organization or the occupational organizations themselves also. The term industrial relations, it may be conceptualized as the relations and interactions in the industry, particularly between labor and management, as a result of their composite attitude and approaches to the management of the affairs of the industry for the betterment and of not only of the management or the workers, but also of the industry and the national economy as a whole. That means, my friend, that industrial relationship concept is not only limited to the benefit, or rather it is not only limited for the benefit of the industry or the workers only. It is about the national interest. Why? Because when you will be having a good industrial relationship, it will boost your national economy, it will boost your national industry, and that will be better for the whole nation at large. So it is now the duty of every person who is engaged in any of this organization in any of the manner to maintain a good industrial relationship amongst themselves. The industrial relationships, they are not one of the most delicate, they are not one of the most underrated concepts that has been discussed under the labor laws. It is one of the most delicate and complex element of a modern industrial society. With growing prosperity and rising wages, workers have earned their higher wage and have better education, and there is sophistication and general greater mobility in the industry. Career patterns have of course been changed. So when you are adopting a good industrial relationship, a whole social change will be brought. Social change, my friends. If you recollect the concept of the collective bargaining, it was considered to be one of the objectives of the collective bargaining process. The collective bargaining, that is the negotiation process, was considered to be one of the healthiest process for the negotiation for the industries. If it is good, then the relation will be cordial and the industrial relation will be maintained. That means, my friend, that we can reach to the concept of the social change through the industrial relation and collective bargaining process. Now, the healthy industrial relationship, they are the key to progress, as we all know by now. Their significance may be discussed as under. The first significance is uninterrupted production, my friends. The most important benefit of the industrial relation is that this ensures the continuity of the production. This means continuous employment for all the manager to the workers level. The resources that are fully utilized, resulting in the maximum possible productions. There is uninterrupted flow of income for all, smooth running of the industry, which is one of the very vital importance for several other industries. The other industries, if the products and the intermediaries or inputs to exporters, if there are good exports to consumers, and the workers, if there are goods and mass consumption. That means, my friends, if you are having a good relationship in the industry, your production will be uninterrupted. That means the level, or rather the numbers of the strike or the protest would be way too less if the good cordial relationship is there in the industry, and that would boost the production, that would make the whole process very smooth and continuous, and we will be able to get the maximum possible production. That is one of the goals of all the industries. So if you want to have the maximum possible production, my friends, uninterrupted production, you must have a cordial industrial relationship. The second significance, my friend, is about the reduction in industrial dispute. What is industrial dispute? Let's recollect the term industrial dispute. When any dispute is arising for the employment or non-employment or terms of the employment between the employer and the employee, then the whole production will be affected. Then we will not be able to achieve to the goals of the industry. So if the cordial relationship is maintained between the industry, then the dispute will be less. That means the reduction in the industrial dispute will be there. That is one of the very important significance of the industrial relationship. Good industrial relation, as you can see on the screen, reduces the disputes. This dispute is one of the disputes, they are reflection of the failure and of the basic human urges or the motivations to secure the adequate satisfaction or expression, which are fully cured by the good industrial reactions. Strikes, lockouts, go slow tactics, or gherao and grievances, etc. are some of the reflections of the industrial unrest, which do not spring up in an atmosphere of the industrial peace. It helps promoting the cooperation and increases the productions. So again, my friends, that means a good relation would be less industrial dispute and a good production. What other significance does it have? It brings good morale. That means good self-confidence, good esteem. Good industrial relations improve the morale of the employees. That means it improves the esteem and confidence of the employees. Employees work with great zeal, with the feeling in mind that the interest of the employer and employees is one and the same. That means to increase the production, and every worker feels that he is co-owner of the gains of the industry. The employer in this turn must realize that the gains of the industry are not for him only, but also should be shared equally and generously with other workers. In other words, complete unity of thought and action is the main achievement of the industrial peace. To increase the place of the workers in the society and their ego, to satisfy their ego, of course, it is naturally important to have a good relationship between those two classes. If the cooperation and the good efforts have been made to protect that relationship, we will be able to achieve to the target of the maximum possible production. The next significance of the industrial relationship, my friend, is about the mental revolution. The main objective of this relation is a complete mental revolution of workers and its employees also. The industrial peace lies ultimately in the transformed outlook of on the part of both of the parties. It is the business of the leadership in the rank of the workers, employees, and the government to work out a new relationship in consensus with the spirit of a true democracy. Both should think themselves as partners of the industry, and the role of the workers in such the partnership it should be recognized. On the other hand, workers must recognize employers' authority also. It will naturally have impact on the production because they have recognized each other's interest and they have respected the same things, and through this the mental revolution stage can be achieved. The next significance, my friend, is about the new programs and reduction of the wastage. New programs for the workers' development are introduced in an atmosphere of peace, such as training facilities, labor welfare, etc., etc., which will, of course, increase the facility and efficiency of the workers at large. And good industrial relationship, my friends, it will, if it is going to give us more possible or most possible production, it is of course going to reduce the wastage. That means the good cooperation would mean less wastage. That is the utmost goal of any of the industries, my friend. So that means it is very important or significant to have a good cordial relationship between the industry and its members also. Now let's briefly discuss the objectives of the industrial relationships. They are as laid down on the screen. The first one is to safeguard the interest of the labor as well as management by securing the highest level of mutual understanding and goodwill between all the sections in the industry which takes part in the process of the production. It is also to avoid the conflict and develop the harmonious relationship, to raise productivity, of course, as we discussed, and also to gain a higher level or in the era of the full employment by reducing the tendency and of course the wastage. Of course, to establish and maintain the good industrial relationship would boost up the democratic concept which is there and which is there at the base of all the labor laws, my friends. This will be resulted into lesser number of the strikes and higher number of the production, good industrial relationship and full participation. That means, my friends, that the most possible development of all the industries along with its workers, along with its management and together collectively. To bring about the government control over such units and plants are running at losses or where the reproduction has to be regulated in the public interest. Of course, to ensure the state endeavors to breach the gap which has been there and to lesser the unbalanced, underdeveloped or disordered, maladjust social order which is of course there. This would boost up the relationship, this would boost up the development, my friends, and it will of course reduce all the negative parts of the industry or all the negativity which does not help a mental revolution or which does not help us to achieve to the social justice concept through the labor laws. So friends, this was all about having a good industrial relationship, its importance, of course, significance, roles and objectives. In the next session, we shall be discussing about the classifications of the trade unions, my friend. That would be the last session on the trade unions under Labor Law 1. Thank you so much. Till then, keep learning and enjoy. Thank you.